Hey, what's up, you guys? Nathan here. I look a little cleaner today, so if you don't recognize me or you're new to the channel, welcome. I am the same man I was last time I broadcasted. The last time we did a broadcast, I was actually filling in for a company that I work for called Braehawk Tech. Links in the description below. If you want to help us out on Patreon, you can. Link will also be below. Um, but I did it live stream. I did it like this. I did it just no edits, just talking to a camera, and I really liked it. I really liked that I could get my thoughts out and my opinions out without um, without worrying about editing, because editing is fun, but it's also time consuming, and I don't have, ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for any kind of editing. So today's topic on the Nathan Chronicles, which I'm thinking about changing the name, by the way, because I don't know if the Nathan Chronicles quite fits what I want to go as far as the channel's concerned. I do want to talk to you guys today about something that I've been experiencing as a newish Microsoft to Linux user. I switched recently from Windows 8.1 to Linux. I have both on my machine, but I've been primarily using Linux. And by default, as most of you Linux users may already know, Firefox is the default browser on Linux, on any Linux, on Red Hat Linux, on Debian Linux, on Arch Linux, you name it. Firefox is the built-in browser, mostly because Firefox is open source. However, I'm here to make an argument, and I'm here to spark a war from the people that watch this channel. I think Chrome is better than Firefox for Linux. Okay, before you take out the pitchforks, before you take out the torches, and you just wanna come at me, bro. I want to say there's really one specific reason why, and both browsers support this feature that I'm going to talk about. So they both have it baked in. It's just the way it works on one platform versus another. So Firefox has this thing called Firefox Sync, which in theory should mean that across platforms, whether it be mobile, phones, tablets, computers, laptops, etc., you have an account with Mozilla, and all of your bookmarks, your settings, your extensions, I guess Mozilla calls them add-ons, and etc. They should all sync across these different platforms. So you should have, bookmarks on platform A matching bookmarks on platform B. Chrome has a similar feature called Sync. It's just called Google Sync or something Sync. And it does exactly the same thing. It takes your Google settings, your browser history, your bookmarks, your settings, your extensions, and it puts them cross-platform. The major difference between one and the other is that Chrome does it, or I should say Google does it better. Now, what do I mean by this? I have had zero problems with Google's Sync implementation. It has always been completely accurate, always syncs within seconds of launching a browser, cross platforms, cross devices. I've synced settings from Windows to Linux. So when I migrated from Windows to Linux, it was a little bit hard just using Firefox because Firefox wasn't working. Firefox doesn't sync the way Google Chrome does. And with Chrome, everything stayed exactly the same. Everything stayed exactly as it is. Everything stayed exactly how I had it on Windows. So like I said before, Firefox doesn't do this. Firefox works maybe 10 or 15% of the time. The other 90 to 85% it doesn't work. It will tell me it's syncing, and will usually come across some kind of weird error that says, hey, we have had an error syncing. We've had an error syncing. We can't sync all your stuff, so please relog in. So naturally, I go to relog in. Does nothing. It's still, I don't have my bookmarks, I don't have my settings, I don't have my add-ons, nothing. Like I said with Chrome, everything works so much better. And I think that despite features, despite usability, the sync feature where I don't have to re-import my bookmarks every single time I want to switch platforms is worth so much more than anything else. I think it's worth so much more because it makes things easier for the consumer. It makes things easier to use. I don't have to worry about, well, do I have every single bookmark that I had before? Because I know that eventually I'm going to need to go to page X, and if it's not there, I mean, yeah, I can get to it just as easy by typing it in, and most of you are probably going, well, man, why don't you just type in the address? Well, why would I type in the address when I have a button I can click that takes me to the website? It's so much better. It's so much easier to have a sync method that works 100% of the time. And Google Chrome's method works 100% of the time, in my experience. Now, you guys may have had a different experience, and if you have, let me know in the comments below. But as far as speed, as far as sync implementation, and just overall general ease of use, Chrome beats Firefox. Now, the one place it doesn't beat Firefox, and I'm hoping Google will change this in future implementations of Chrome, is resource utilization. For whatever reason, every tab, every extension takes up a piece of the CPU's usage. So when you're using Chrome, you're using a lot of your CPU very unnecessarily. And it's something that Mozilla figured out a long time ago. I wish Chrome would figure this out. I wish they wouldn't use proprietary software to run their browser. I wish they would take a page out of Mozilla's book and go open source, just for at least for that, for the technology that runs it. But for now, I mean, Chrome is fast, but it's fast because it overuses resources. So anyway, that was just a little rant about Mozilla versus Chrome on Linux. Do you guys agree, disagree? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.